Hey guys, Derrickster here, and today we are going to finish my story from last episode. And we're also going to go caving at the same time for some more materials and things and stuff. So let's do that. And we're going to check out this cave that I saw while building down here, which, by the way, the only thing I've done on it since last episode was put these in. I think it looks a little better, more like the original. But I think there's a cave right there. Yeah, we're going to go check this out. Hopefully there's actually a decent amount of cave while I finish this story, so I don't have to go try to find another one and completely make a big cut in the middle that might be kind of annoying. Dirt. Cobble. Did I bring any dirt? No. Oh well. Anyway, I left off at the end of my 9th grade year. So, as I mentioned before in the other episode, 9th grade is considered high school for your diploma. So it goes towards your graduating GPA. But it's in the junior high building, so 10th grade was my second actual year of high school, but my first year in the actual high school building. Which honestly wasn't that big of a deal for me. I know a lot of people make a big deal out of, oh my gosh, I'm in high school now. Whatever am I going to do? And I didn't really care. It was another place to go to school, whatever. Iron, cool. Oh, we're running into my cows. That is obnoxious. Shut up! So, 10th grade, I dropped accelerated English for, I think, obvious reasons. I'd grown to hate writing even more, as I mentioned. Still was in accelerated math. Nothing changed there. Still in orchestra. Still had pretty much the same friends from 9th grade. So many monsters. Uh-huh. Go away. And, oh, so the big thing with 10th grade for orchestra was I actually had to start wearing a full-blown tux for performances. Which you might think isn't that big of a deal, whatever, you gotta dress up, but they've got this annoying padding on the shoulders, and if you've seen how people play violins and violas, it goes on your shoulder. And going from having no padding to, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, which might be an exaggeration, but it's what it felt like, of padding, playing, is a huge difference if you've been playing for that long. Hated it. We had to wear stupid cummerbunds. If you know what that is, I'm sorry. If you don't, you're a lucky person. Cummerbunds are evil and I hate them. But it was fun playing at a higher level, I have to admit, because we stepped up our game going to high school, played some harder music, played a lot better. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think there's anything else huge from 10th grade I can really think of. The summer between 10th and 11th grade was when I got my first job, well, first and only job, actually, working at Dairy Queen. Had that job for 4.5 years. Getting hired was kind of a funny story, because everyone was complaining about not really being able to get a job or whatnot starting right around then. And I didn't want to work fast food when I was looking for a job. So I went to the local movie theater, I went to some bowling alleys, because I was still in my bowling league. I think that was actually the last year that I did it. And I might have applied at a golf course or two, because I golf as well. And nobody called me back. So my mother was getting us ice cream at Dairy Queen, which wasn't too far away from our house, and saw that they were hiring and came home and said, "Derek, you haven't gotten a call back. Go apply." That's the word I was looking for. At this place. Just go. And I was like, you know what? Fine, so get off my back. I will go apply at this fast food restaurant. Whatever. Walk in, ask if they're hiring. They say yes. Give me an application. Ask if I want to fill it out in the store. I'm like, sure. Do you have a pen? I don't know why I remember it that precisely, but that's what happened. Filled it out, sitting in the back. Went back up to turn it in to who I didn't know at the time, but it was the general manager, the one who actually ran the store. And she looks at it, looks back at me, looks back at my location, looks at me, and is like, "So when can you be back for an interview?" And I was like, whenever works. How about in an hour? Okay, yeah, sure, I'll be back in an hour. So I drive home, because I got my driver's license, which I guess is kind of significant. And tell my mother. She laughs at me, because she does that kind of thing, and I love my mother for that, because she's awesome. And I go back in an hour, get interviewed, and then I get asked, well, when can you start? I'm like, oh, well, whenever, I guess. Get my paperwork I need to fill out for money stuffs and taxes and whatnot. Fill it out, and I think I had my first shift within the week. I think. And ended up loving it there. I really liked the fast pace of fast food and having to work with other people. Surprisingly, because I don't really like other people very much. Which, I don't know if I should be admitting that, but there are times where people really just get on my nerves. But I think most people are like that. But I really liked it. And I liked the people I worked with, and it was just a really fun place to be. As I said, worked there for 4.5 years, was as close to a manager as you could get without being a manager, and was told that had I stayed longer, I probably would have gotten the next managerial, is that the word? I don't even know, manager position that opened. So yeah, there's that. That's kind of significant. Right after I got that job was when I started playing World of Warcraft, which is also significant for later in this story. So remember that, World of Warcraft. Doesn't really matter when I started, but I did play it, in fact, which I've mentioned before. Have I done all of this cave? Yeah, I'm under the cows again. And I'll start 11th grade in a minute, but I think I'm done with this cave, so I need to go find another one. So I'll go find another cave. When I find it, I'll bring it back, and we'll start on 11th grade. Okay, see you in a second. Alright, so I'm back, and this looks fairly promising, hopefully. We'll get this coal up here, and I'll at least start the 11th grade story now, or whatever I can remember for 11th grade. And if any of you are wondering why I don't have many school stories that I can really think of, is because I just kind of coasted through school. It honestly wasn't all that difficult for me. So I kind of just, like I said, coasted. And anyway, 11th grade, I'd started my job. It was my first time working and doing school at the same time, which honestly wasn't all that bad because, like I said, I coasted through school anyway. So I didn't really have much homework because I finished it at school before I went home. Well, at least my 11th grade year. 12th grade's a different story. And went to work. I think it was towards the end of my 11th grade year that I actually started working pretty much full-time. Down here. Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty good, I think. Where to go from there? 11th grade we got another one of my favorite teachers ever. We got a new orchestra teacher. And she didn't... Oh, jeez. Oh. I should be expecting that while I'm caving. But anyway, she didn't make us wear a tux at all. I gotta wear black dress pants and a black button-up shirt, and she was amazing for that alone. Not to mention the fact that she was just amazing. How is she amazing, you might be wondering? Well, I'll try to explain it, but I don't really know if I can put it into words, really. She was a lot easier to get along with. A lot of us kind of considered her like an older sister figure in the class instead of our other teacher, who wasn't bad, but I don't know, she was kind of a teacher. This lady was more of an older sister, I guess. She was very good at her job, don't take me wrong. She did a very good job teaching us. I learned a lot from her, and she taught us all very well. It's probably because she was younger and understood us better than the 60-year-old lady that was teaching us before, maybe? I don't know. But she was just awesome, and we all loved her. And that's pretty much it for that. Anything else 11th grade of importance? No, not really, no. Oh, you know, it was my last year of doing track. In 10th grade, I should have mentioned this, I switched from doing high jump to doing long jump and triple jump, which I liked significantly more. And in 11th grade, I ended up basically running the practices for our long jump and triple jump because the the coach, was doing something else. I don't really know what, because he only taught jumping. He didn't have any other things that he did for the track team, but whatever. I ended up teaching most of them are running them. It was cool, I guess. And then I decided not to do track in my 12th grade year to transition into that. And he didn't like me for that very much. Not at all, actually. He was kind of bad at me. Because I quit, and he didn't like that because I was the best jumper on the team. Oh, is that really all there is in this cave? No, there's gotta be more. We're going back down. We must go deeper! Or check up here. This is deeper, right? Up is deeper. Okay, one more loop. And I feel like I'm missing something important about 11th grade. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's there. Yeah, is that really it? Maybe I'll try to figure out what that was if I have to look for another cave here, because it looks like I do. I thought this was going to be a good one. So when I come back, we will either tell the story of the 11th grade thing I'm thinking of that I'm not really thinking of, but I think is there. That didn't make any sense. Or we'll start on 12th grade and beyond, because that's more of stuff I can remember because it's more recent. Crazy how that works. So see you in a second. Alright, so here we go. Take 2. Hopefully this cave fares a little bit better. I did not think of what the 11th grade story was that I'm forgetting that I feel like should be there. Whatever. Senior year or 12th grade. Same orchestra teacher. She was amazing. I took 2 math classes my senior year instead of the 0 that was required. I was still taking accelerated or AP classes. So there were 2 different versions of the calculus. I guess not really versions, but levels. But you had to take one, you had to take both. So there was calculus AB, which was general... What the? That's odd. Magical water. We should keep it. What are the coordinates? Hopefully it stays. If I ever forget about this, and well, I don't know, later on, and someone remind me just later if I forget, so we can come make something cool for our magical water. Okay. Anyway. Oh, never mind. Darn it! I wanted to keep the magical water. So yeah, AB was the general purpose, like it's not a general purpose, because it was still technically like an elective, kind of, because you didn't have to take math, as long as you had enough math done, I guess, for your senior year. And I took that, and the next one, which was Calculus BC, because you had to be in AB to take BC, and BC was 0 hour, meaning I had to be there, well, the class started at like 6 in the morning. It wasn't my first 0 hour. I'd taken 0 hour both my 10th and 11th grade years. I took a weightlifting class instead of the general purpose physical education because I didn't like general purpose physical education because when you played the sports and stuff, nobody cared and it just wasn't fun. So I took weightlifting with the football team, which was fun. I got the nickname RoboCup from that. Maybe I'll tell that story in a second when I get done with... You know what? No, we'll tell it right now. So weightlifting. My 11th grade year, we did a lot of dodgeball on our Wednesdays or cardio days. We'd go run, I don't know, like a mile or 2, depended. And then we'd generally get to play a game or a sport. Is this cave done already? Really? Don't be done. But anyway, dodgeball was the general game of choice, and the seniors really liked doing seniors versus juniors and sophomores, which is 12th grade versus 10th and 11th, for those of you who do not know the terminology. And the seniors were always very, very short on people. Oh, this cave is done already. Curse you, magical water, it's your fault. You should have stayed. And so I got picked a couple times for the senior team to be on their team to help balance out the teams. And apparently I was really good at dodgeball. I was good at dodging things. I had a really good arm from all my years of baseball because I played mainly outfield and I was a backup pitcher. We'll look for a cave together while I finish the story. And they gave me the nickname RoboCop because I had a laser, accurate, and fast arm. So I'd be walking down the halls, and the jocks, because I was not considered a jock at all by any of my teachers or anybody who really knew me outside of my close friends, who knew that I was good at sports. And so I'm walking down the hall, and one of my AP, like, I don't know, science teachers or something, would be like, "Hello, Derek," and then some, varsity football team player would walk by and be like, "Yo, RoboCop, what up?" And I'd be like, "Yo!" And the teacher would look at me with the oddest look every time, and it was fantastic. Cave? Not a cave. Let's just ignore you guys, actually. Oh, nope, nope. Haha. Did I get turned around? Yeah, I think I'm going this way. So that's the RoboCop story. That's probably one I should have told about 11th grade. That might have been it. I don't think it was, though. I think it has to do with orchestra. But I can't... I don't even know. Cave? Oh, are you a cave? You're kind of a cave. Uh-huh. Well, it'll work. And so yeah, I had calculus is where I was. So I took 2 hours of calculus right in a row. Mini zombie with a shovel. How stereotypical of you, Mr. Zombie, to have an iron shovel. Taking after your parents, I see. Calculus. I need to stop getting distracted by things. And so my regular BC calculus was 0 hour, from 6 to 7-ish. It was about an hour, I think. They were like 55 minutes or so classes or something like that. And then my first period, oh, maybe it is a cave. I thought for a second when I was up here, looking that way, I thought the cave was done and I was getting stabbed for a second. I just watched you spawn. But then I turned this way and saw all of that. So I think we're good. Cool. And then, yeah, first period was AB calculus, so I had 2 hours of calculus right in a row, and everybody thought I was crazy, and I kind of was, because I got senioritis. If you don't know what that is, you probably shouldn't, because it's a bad thing. Go away! Oh, you're a jerk. And, well, you're gonna figure out what it is right now when I explain anyway, so sorry if you didn't know, because you'll probably get it, and everyone will hate you for it. Everyone being your teachers and your parents. And it basically means you get so lazy because it's your last year that you just stop doing pretty much everything. So calculus is one of those classes where you get a lot of homework. A lot. Which was new for me because I didn't normally get very much homework, and the homework I did get, I finished generally in class or at school before I went home. That wasn't really the case with calculus, partially because I slept through most of my 0 hour calculus class. Whoa! I just threw my pickaxe. Go away. Go away. And, yeah, slept through it. I had a D through most of it, even though I was getting A's on all of the tests, A's and B's. And I was teaching half of the class, most of the stuff, because a lot of my friends were in that class with me, in both the calculus classes, or one of them at least. So I'd help them with their homework, the homework of which I was not doing. And, yeah, had a really bad grade. My parents weren't happy with me because I was pretty much a straight A student before that, but that was partially because I didn't have any homework to do, and as soon as I got homework, I just kind of didn't do it. Jeez, there's a lot of zombies. Go away. By the end of the year, I brought my grade up to, I think it was a B? I think it was a low B, maybe a high C, because I did a bunch of the homework and turned it in late and got credit for it. It wasn't full credit, but it was some. Not that I needed to, because a D's technically passing, but my parents were even more mad at me. And what else is there about senior year? I wasn't in weightlifting. I stopped doing that because I wasn't in track anymore, so it wasn't really a point for me. Being fit for the sake of being fit is never really a thing for me. I still don't work out at all or do any of that running or anything. Come over here, skeleton. Huh? Go away. I'm gonna get you some out of coal. That's good. Coal is good. Let's see, what else about my senior year? You're not part of my senior year. Go away. I don't think there's anything else super important. I will say that after my senior year, that orchestra teacher that I had that everybody loved, she did 1 more year and then quit. And she told some of us that we're still in contact with her, which unfortunately wasn't me. I should have stayed in touch with her, actually. But I heard that she quit because none of her new class wasn't nearly as good as us, and she hated her job now. So we spoiled her, and then she quit because of it. I don't know where she went. I think she's teaching at another school. And of course, that might be anecdotal, might be completely wrong, but that's what I heard. But she's teaching orchestra, I think, at an elementary school somewhere now. I think maybe junior high. I don't remember. So I graduated, and we started the process of looking for colleges, which I guess was during the school year. So much fire! Go away! Okay, my armor's pretty good. And I didn't really want to look for colleges, partially because I was lazy, partially because I wasn't completely sure what I wanted to do. I had hastily picked astrophysics because I do really like astronomy and astrophysics and science and all of those things, and math, and space. I've always just really liked space. But my heart wasn't really set on it. It was just something that kind of made sense for me, and I don't know. So, applied for college, ended up, people are going to hate me for this, I got a full-ride academical scholarship. Academical? Academic. You wouldn't know it by me using words like academical, but academic scholarship to the Boise State University. And it wasn't technically full ride, it was a certain amount of money, but it paid for enough for what I wanted to do that it made it full ride. And I went to classes for, I don't know, a couple weeks, and then just stopped going. I was at the point where I'd wake up in the morning and be like, you know, I could not go today, no big deal, I'll just catch up, it's college, no one will care. And then that trend got more and more common until eventually I just stopped going altogether. But the fun part about this whole story is that I didn't tell my family, or anybody, really, that I'd stopped going. I told them that I'd shifted my classes to online, and that's why I wasn't actually going, even though I had moved out from my parents' house by that point. And because I was scared to death of what they do to me. I mean, they wouldn't actually like hurt me or anything, but like, I don't know, I didn't want to disappoint them, because I was always that smart kid in school that everyone thought was going to, like, cure cancer or something. And I just didn't really want to do that. So, like I said, stopped going, didn't tell anybody for probably another year, and then ended up telling people, and of course they were all accepting, and they're like, well, we're a little disappointed because you didn't tell us, but I mean, if that's what you need to do, then don't go. And I'm of the opinion now that I'll probably end up going back, most likely, to school at some point, because it's a good idea, and I'm a bit older now, and I knew it was a good idea, but I don't know. It'd especially be a good idea because I'm married, and, you know, supporting two people. I guess not really supporting, because she can support herself just fine. She's a very strong, independent woman. But, you know, helping, because we live together and we're married, you know, that whole thing. It's kind of a big deal. So, if for no other reason than that, I'll most likely be going back in the future. So that's basically school in a nutshell. It has now been 3 years? 3.5, I think? Maybe 3, 4? I don't even know. I'm 21 now. I graduated when I was 18 from high school. Whatever. Time, math. I'm pretty sure it's 3, but I'm not really sure on months and stuff. That's why I wasn't sure if it was 3.5 or 4 or who knows. Anyway, so after I graduated high school and stopped going to college, I was still working at Dairy Queen and basically playing World of Warcraft, and that was pretty much all I was doing with my time. Oh, is this cave over too? There's got to be something else here. Torch. And at some point in there with World of Warcraft, I decided I wanted to take what I was doing a lot more seriously. Went and found a hardcore gaming raiding guild where the focus was being really good at the game and doing all the new content and in a timely fashion and just being overall good at the game. And in that guild is actually where I met my wife. I've been told that I have lived out every nerd's dream because I met my wife online through the video game we both played. And we talked a little bit at first. I actually got her phone number at first because the guy who ran the guild, who brought her into the guild because he knew her from before, made me get her phone number so that I could text her if she was like late for something to see where she was, because raiding in those guilds or playing the game is basically like having another job. So I got that, and then she started texting me while she was drunk, which was fun. And from there we started talking more and became friends, and then started spending basically every waking moment we had on Skype together. And then I decided one day that I was going to come up and meet her, because she lives in Canada, which is where I am now. There's a lot more cave. Marvelous. There's creepers down there. Wait. So I came up for a week, which was fun, and we got along really, really well, and we decided that we should try something a little more long-term at that point to see what would happen. So I went back home for a little while and then came up here for 2.5 months, and we stayed together in her little tiny sardine can of an apartment, which was amazing. I had my laptop and eventually got my desktop shipped up there, set up on the kitchen table in the kitchen, which was a little tiny cutout in a little hallway because of the... how to explain it. The apartment was basically, you walk in, it's a straight hall. First door on the left is the bedroom. A little further forward, little cut on the left is a little kitchen thing. Further forward, another bigger cut on the left is the living room, and there was a bathroom back in the hallway on the right. And there was like a little closet on the right too. And that was it. And I was in the little kitchen on the kitchen table. This is all the room we had for me to be on my computer. And it was fantastic. No! Go away! Oh, this is bad. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, jeez. No, 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 no. Whew! Okay, maybe we'll finish some of the story in here. Oh. So, to finish off that story, those 2.5 months went fantastically. Went back home for a while longer. You know what? I think before I went there for 2.5 months, she actually came to Boise for a week and met my family. That sounds right. And a bunch of my friends, and that's when I went up there for 2.5 months. Came back down for another 3 weeks or so. We went to Vegas with my family for mine and my stepbrother's 21st birthdays. And then after that, we went up together, Canada. That didn't go over well. Border guards didn't let me through. Came back. That's a whole other story. I'll tell that later. Went back up, got through. More stories about border stuff in the future, probably. And then got married. We're now married. And we're still going to have a big wedding and stuff and things. Because we both want one. And we got married more for legal purposes, so I can actually live up here full-time now, which is fantastic. Being with my wife full-time is great. Okay, well, health is full. Don't know how long it's been full, but it's full, so we can go out now. This sword is catching me on fire, and it's not nice. Stupid sword. Bane of arthropods. That was a lot of wind-up for that sigh. Die! No, 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 don't catch me on fire. Yeah. So that's where I am now. And it's been almost 30 minutes. I'll probably end it off here in just a second. My new. And that's basically Derrick's life story, abbreviated version in about an hour. Because I told the first one about half an hour, this one's almost a half an hour. And stupid water will block you off. Let me know if you guys like these story episodes. I'll try to do them more often. The only reason you have 2 in a row right now is because I really wanted to finish this story before doing anything else. Just because it's all still fresh on my mind. And yes, I am recording this in the same day as the first one, but you are getting it not in the same day as the first one. Torch. Probably just gonna finish caving here for a while. And we'll probably build something in the next episode. But like I was saying, and cut myself off like I tend to do, let me know if you like these, because if you do, I will try to fit in more of them, because I'm sure I can come up with some kind of stories. They'll probably be mostly gaming related, because that's what I've been doing with my life for the past multiple years. Unless something comes up that I remember from the past that I can tell it's a good story. So yeah, let me know. I'll take into consideration on how many of these I should do. And yeah, I guess I'm signing off here instead of at the little sign-off place back at my base where I've started trying to do it. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode.